Online, first-person shooters are one of the most saturated genres in gaming. Every week, a new shooter tries to break into the spotlight, and most of them vanish just as quickly. But the Finals stands out. It might just be the smartest FPS on the market, and that might very well be why it's struggling to survive. Born from the minds of XDI's veterans, the Finals was never about realism, military simulation, or battle royale tropes. It was about chaos, about creativity, about turning destruction into an art form. And in that chaos lies something uniquely brilliant, if you're willing to look past the surface. Let's be honest, the FPS genre today is overcrowded. You've got milsim shooters like Squad, arcade movement shooters like Apex, extraction shooters like Tarkov, live service shooters like Call of Duty, and tactical team-based games like CS, Valorant or Siege. Each one fights for attention, with flashy trailers, influencer campaigns and promises of ranked ladders. And in the middle of all this, Embark, a small indie studio made up of ex-Battlefield developers, launched the Finals. A team-based, free-to-play FPS with no battle royale, no military fantasy, and no gritty realism. Instead, they gave us a high-stakes, televised blood sport, complete with destructible arenas, 3v3v3 mayhem, and a focus on momentum over map control. It's weird, it's bold, and it actually works. What really sets the Finals apart is its invitation to be clever. You're not just rewarded for good aim, you are rewarded for thinking outside the box. Take the light class. You can blink through walls, grapple onto rooftops, or vanish behind a flash. You're glass, sure, but you're lightning. Or maybe you prefer the heavy, slow, loud, but unstoppable with a flamethrower or sledgehammer. The medium class balances the two and can erase chunks of the map, for example. But it is how these three roles interact with the destructible environment that makes the Finals special. You can blow up floors to drop enemies. You can collapse a tower to block a cash-out point. You can use the physics of the game itself as a weapon. It is the kind of game that constantly gives you the "I can't believe that worked" moments. The Finals looks incredible, genuinely. From lighting and destruction to material rendering and particle effects, it might be one of the most visually advanced FPS games out there. Its game show aesthetic, while divisive, is at least distinct. Some love it, some don't, but it's not generic. It leaves an impression. But all this visual flair comes at a cost. At launch, the game was pretty demanding. And even now, mid-range PCs can struggle, especially in high-intensity fights with destruction happening all around. And in a free-to-play market, where games like Valorant can run on a toaster, that performance gap might have pushed a large portion of players away. Another reason the Finals might not have exploded is its lack of competitive edge, or rather, its choice to prioritize fun over sweat. The time to kill is longer than in most games. It gives room for creativity and counterplay, but sometimes it leads to duels that feel floaty. Gadgets dominate many loadouts, and while that's part of the charm, the lack of a secondary weapon limits tactical flexibility. Some builds feel restricted. You're either running a shotgun and nothing else, or a sniper with no backup. It's a bold design choice, but not one that competitive players always appreciate. Even the search and destroy style mode added post-launch didn't catch fire the way it should have. Oddly enough, it's still the 3v3v3 cash-out mode, chaotic and unpredictable, that delivers the most compelling matches. The game knows what it wants to be, a sandbox, not a sport. And that might just push away the ranked-focused players. One area where Embark and the finals deserve respect is the monetization. The Battle Pass is fair. You unlock cosmetics at a steady pace. The shop isn't overloaded with overpriced skins, and everything feels reasonable. That's rare in a free-to-play in 2025. You never feel manipulated, you never feel like you have to spend money to enjoy the game, and that in today's market is a noticeable point. Meanwhile, Embark Studios is shifting into high gear on the next project, Ark Raiders, a PvPvE extraction shooter with a heavy sci-fi look, a tense atmosphere and combat pacing reminiscent of Hunt Showdown. And during its alpha, it exploded. The hype is real, people are excited and rightfully so. It looks like a hit and I can't wait for October for the game to drop. But Ark's success raises a question. What happens to the finals? Will it be supported long term, or will it slowly fade as Ark becomes Embark's golden child? Personally, I hope they support both, because as different as they are, both games show that Embark is trying to do something new in a space where everyone else plays it safe. The shooter genre right now feels like a closed circle. If you're not part of the top 5 most streamed games, you barely exist. A game can be well designed, innovative and even free and still get overlooked. Not because it's bad, just because it's not the trend. The finals might never dominate Twitch or top the Steam charts, but that doesn't mean it failed. With 10 to 20k players, it runs fine. It finds its audience, and maybe that's enough. Maybe not every game needs to conquer the world to matter. The finals is clever, it is stylish and fun. It might not be built for the meta, it might be too smart to survive in a market that chases simplicity. But it deserves a spot in your library, because when it clicks, it gives you something few shooters can: freedom, creativity, and joy in the chaos. So don't let it become a Titanfall 2. Don't follow charts, don't play what's popular, play what makes you smile, play what you really want to play. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for listening. Until next time.